Kickboxer 2 is a 1991 American martial arts film directed by Albert Pyun and written by David S. Goyer. It is the first sequel to the 1989 film Kickboxer, and stars Sasha Mitchell in the role of David Sloan, the brother of Kickboxer's lead character Kurt, portrayed by Jean-Claude Van Damme. Plot: it is 1 year after the events of the first film. It is revealed that kickboxing brothers Kurt and Eric Sloan have been killed by Tong Po in Thailand. David Sloan, the youngest and last surviving brother, struggles to keep the family kickboxing gym afloat, although his will to compete has waned since the loss of his brothers. Financial problems eventually force Sloan to fight again in a new organization run by a crooked promoter. His surprising comeback ultimately attracts the attention of Po, who, having been defeated by Kurt, seeks to defeat David in the ring and regain his honor. But when Sloan announces his retirement after the bout, Po's manager Sangha hires a group of thugs to burn down the gym, injuring Sloan and killing one of his young students. While recovering in the hospital, Sloan is visited by Jian Chow, who trained his brother Kurt in Thailand. Though David initially wants nothing to do with him, he finally relents and allows Jian to nurse him back to health. Meanwhile, one of Sloan's most promising students has secured a championship bout and invites Sloan to watch the fight. However, the champion is unexpectedly replaced by Po, who brutalizes the young man and killed him in the ring. Now with no other recourse, Sloan is forced to accept Po's challenge. In a bloody bout reminiscent of the ancient way of fighting in Thailand, Sloan exacts his revenge and defeats his rival. He then vents his frustration on Sangha and soon gets his gym back. Cast: Sasha Mitchell as David Sloan, Peter Boyle as Justin Makaya, Dennis Chan as Jian Chow, Kerry Hiroyuki Tagawa as Sangha, John Deal as Jack, Michelle Kissy as Tong Po, Heather McComb as Lisa, Vince Murdocho as Brian Wagner, Vincent Klin as Thai Thug, Jean LaBelle as referee, Don Hamilton as Brian's cornerman, Matthias Hughes as Vargas, Humberto Ortiz as Joey, Emmanuel Curvin as Kurt Sloan, Joe Restiver as ring announcer, Brian Austin Green as Tommy, Brent Kelly as Carl, Annie O'Donnell as Brian's mother, Robert Gottlieb as Lou Lescano. Production history: Kings Road Entertainment president Stephen Friedman had wanted to bring Van Damme back for the sequel, but the cost was too high for the budget. David S. Goyer was hired to write the sequel. Director Albert Pyun pushed for the original Tong Po actor, Michelle Kissy, to return. To make sure realism would be captured in the kickboxing fights, he hired Jimmy Nickerson as fight coordinator. Pyun met with several well-known martial arts teachers before deciding on Dan Inozentor, who was trained by Bruce Lee. Through a discussion during a meeting between Pyun and him, Inozentor suggested Benny the Jet Urquidez, who was a well-regarded pioneer of full-contact kickboxing. Pyun met with Urquidez and Mitchell and the deal was made for Urquidez to train and coach Mitchell. Pyun wanted Sasha's approach to full contact to be similar to Urquidez's. Release: the film was given a limited release theatrically in the United States by Trimark Pictures in June 1991, grossing $1,250,712 at the box office. HBO Home Video released it on VHS and Laserdisc the same year. The film was released on DVD by Lionsgate in 2003. Reception: even though the film received good reviews from some critics and popularity among fans of the series, in comparison to the 1989 Van Damme original, the film was not initially well received. TV Guide opined, from its opening moments it's obvious that Kickboxer 2 is struggling under the leaden weight of humorlessness. This is the movie that absolutely no one wanted to see. A kickboxing movie that takes itself dead serious. Michael Sauter of Entertainment Weekly wrote that kickboxers have all the right moves, yet as action heroes, they're practically interchangeable.